victory. Jump and shout, tell it all about. Jump and shout, tell it all about. We shall have the victory. There's got to be a victory. We are gonna make that change. Yes, we will. Jamaica need a chance to turn their lives around. We are gonna make that change. Tell them again. There's got to be a better way. Oh yes. We are gonna make that change. Jamaica need a chance to turn their lives around. We are gonna make that change.
Jesus in the building.
Me and me neighbor, alright, voting for Labour. Oh yes. Me and me neighbor, we voting for Labour. Me and me neighbor, we voting for Labour. Alright. Me and me neighbor, oh yes, we voting for Labour. Jump and shout, tell it all about. We shall have the victory. Jump and shout, tell it all about. We shall have the victory. There's got to be a better way. Oh yes, we are gonna make that change. Jamaica need a chance to turn their life around. We are gonna make that change. Come on, me and me neighbor, alright, voting for Labour. Me and me neighbor, we voting for Labour. Me and me neighbor, we voting.
Good evening, laborers, and good evening to all other comebacks watching this channel. Big up on yourself. I am your host, none other than the greatest labor ride alive, and now the voice of the Westmoreland people. Big up G6 in the building. Wanna get me to some likes now, people. Wanna get me to at least 30. There's 30 of us. Everybody just like the live. Please like up the live. See? Now, as you guys can see, we're going to talk about none other than Gregos Christokos. You see me I say? Greg Christie, we're going to talk about him tonight because, you know, he's on his way out, and I am of the belief that Greg Christie is leaving, you know, because, you know, something untoward had happened at the Integrity Commission, the Non-Integrity Commission. You know, Seymour Panton before leaving had asked him to stay on, and all of a sudden, you know, his position has come up to be advertised, you know, so they're looking for a new director, I believe. See? So, we are going to go through the email as promised, because I did promise you, say, we're going to go through the email. We're going to make the people them know what I go on, you know. The Integrity Commission has been infiltrated by the People's National Criminal Organization. But before we get into it, I'm going to give me some like, no man, 25 a week. The live I got build up. But before we get into it, you know, let me just do look a shout out. So Rowan Newman, big up yourself. Positive Jamaica, big up yourself. Father Chavs, big up yourself. Yvette Langley, big up. And Ewart Hugh, big up yourself. And Big Boy say I'll give 500 if needed. 500 likes. See if I can give me 500 likes there. I'd much appreciate that. See? Greg Christie should be imprisoned. Yes, my sister. See? Greg Christie should be sent to prison. And I believe so. Right? Now, if you look at my comment, that is my comment there. See? Please ban all IC workers from leaving the country, because if it is proven that they willfully tried to take down an innocent prime minister, we must in turn send all of them a prison, basically. See? So, anybody will work for the Integrity Commission, I believe, you know, whoever is in charge of the borders, and I believe whoever is in charge of the transit borders, you know, whether you are left by sea, air, or submarine, ship, whatever, I don't know. Whoever is in charge of that need to put out a special lookout for persons who, you know, work at the Integrity Commission. We must not allow them to lead to safety anywhere. See? So, we are getting at the end. You know, share out the live for me if you can share out the live. There's 28 of us now. See if you can get me to at least 15 likes. See? And if you're not yet a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. Please. May I beg you now. Alright. Naomi Garden, big up yourself. Me see you puppy. Now, there's a letter or there's an email circulating around the internet, and many of us would have heard George at Nationwide News Network allude to this letter now, or to this email. Now I have this email, I have it, and we're going to go through it in short order. Right? Before we go through the email though, let me just say to you, Andrew Holness have been the glue that have held Jamaica together. Andrew Holness have been the Moses who have part the Red Sea. You know, Andrew Holness have been a Samson. You know, Andrew Holness have been a David that slew the Goliath, which is the People's National Criminal Organization. And I, for one, will continue to support Andrew Holness, and all of us must do, all of us should do, and whether you're PNP or JLP, you should want what is best for Jamaica. See? Big up yourself in a father that night. Big up yourself, my G. Now, I could have do the StreamYard thing, but YouTube need to work out a way how we can just come on the platform normal and stop with the bullshit. Danro, big up yourself, you know. Big up yourself, Danro. Now we are going to go through the email that is doing the rounds and the media. And I want to know if you listen to me. We're going to talk about the email, and we're going to read the email, and then we're going to talk about it. See? I just have to left out the name them. I not call the name because careful for the soup if I want to holy boxers so we have. See? So I have to left out the name them. So, I write you in your capacity as leading principals of the Integrity Commission and the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency, respectively, to request an investigation into a serious matter. Big up yourself, Jamaica 87. See, guys, if you're not yet a subscriber, please subscribe and get me to at least 20 likes. There's 40 of us and me have 11 likes so far. See, so get me to 20 likes, please. Now, Sheiks and Travi, I'm gonna make no moderators. Add moderator. Where Travi the Travi disappear. Comment again, Travi. See, where was I? Okay, so we continue. I write to lodge a formal complaint concerning misconduct and an act of corruption perpetrated by Kevin Stevenson. Now, can somebody in the comment section tell me who Kevin Stevenson is? See? So we're going to read over the paragraph there. Why am I wait for you to tell me who Kevin Stevenson is? Get me to 20 likes as well. See? I write to lodge a formal complaint concerning misconduct and acts of corruption perpetrated by Kevin Stevenson, attorney at law and director of investigation at the Integrity Commission. Right. Stevenson's corrupt act concerns the investigation he pursued in respect of Andrew M. Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, and Judge at Nationwide News Network has told us publicly that this email is legitimate. This email is legitimate. It is real. See? Now me and my team, big up my team, big up G6. See? We have came across it and, you know, one team. Big up my team. See? Every language speaking our team, all Chinese. So anything we want, we can decipher it. So anything we can find on the PNP, them and send it to give it. So we broke any code. See? Big up G6 again. The records of the Integrity Commission will indicate that an ex-investigator at the commission, Stephanie Fiddler Blake, I say me never call no name. Sorry. The record of the Integrity Commission will indicate that an ex-investigator at the commission, who at the time was employed to the commission, was moved to place in writing. Following inquiries from the Corruption Prosecution Department of the IC, her concern that Stevens... Sorry, hold on, let me read that again. Where was I? I'm going to just read up this again. The record of the Integrity Commission will indicate that an ex-investigator at the commission, who at the time was employed to the commission, was moved to place in writing, following inquiries from the Corruption Prosecution Department of the IC, her concern that steps being taken by the commission in probing the Prime Minister's finances breach due process and possibly adversarially engage the law and investigative best practice. See? Should I read this still before my company live? But I say go. We move. See? Now I can call Mr. Stevenson name. I can call Fee name. See? Mr. Stevenson not only elected to elude Miss Blank concerns, which pointed to an unjust probe from the report he prepared for Parliament. He did the rounds at the commission and pursued several senior colleagues, directors, not to include Ms. Dash, account in any of their formal consideration concerning the case. So I'm going to read that over again. Mr. Stevenson not only elected to elude Ms. Dash concerns, which pointed to an unjust probe from the report he prepared for the Parliament. He did the rounds at the commission and pressured several senior, I said pursued before, and pressured several senior colleagues, directors not to include Ms. Dash account in any of their formal consideration concerning the case. Stevens also insisted that Ms. Dash retract the statement Ms. Dash resigned from the commission. I believe the issue played a key role in walking away. And everybody know who Ms. Dash is. See? Let's see what them say. Good evening, everyone. I am very happy that the dirty, nasty mess at the IC is timely coming to the fore. May we witness for justice for the Prime Minister from the evildoers of darkness. Yes. Next Pope could possibly be an African man. Well, anything where Pope will be with a response. See? You might be aware that it is a breach for a public officer and an attorney at law who is considered before the court as a Minister of Justice to exclude evidentiary materials from a probe and hide from Parliament or a judicial fora detail, which could be material to its outcome. See? I am confident that a serious investigation will reveal that Mr. Stevenson's misconducted himself in public office and has possibly breached the Corruption Prevention Act in furtherance of what appears to be his obsession to implicate the Prime Minister in wrongdoing, even when the evidence does not support his mission. Both he and Executive Director Dogface were up on the screen, John Crook. Sorry, that was a little bit out of character. Sorry, we couldn't contain myself the paper. Sorry. We have to read that over. See it? Both he and Executive Director Greg Christie are in the habit of seeking to malign and intimidate any staffer at the Commission who act professionally in respect of the Prime Minister. This had led to an atmosphere at the Commission which is incredibly toxic and is given to serious miscarriages of justice. See? So this brother here, you know see him? If you want demon span. You never watch one movie called Span yet, see him there? Ugly. So the Integrity Commission. And if you don't understand what I just read, guys, tell me I may read it again. See? Because I realize I never read at my best just now. But, you know, I guess you don't get the drift. Greg Christie, along with Seymour Panton, along with Kevin Stevenson, and several others. See? They have acted in bad faith. And they have tried to take down a clean Prime Minister. They have besmudged his character. They have cast him in the poll. See? They have cast the country of Jamaica. Probably even business, because people might have seen the Integrity Commission saying that the Prime Minister is corrupt and decided not to do business in Jamaica. Now I'm calling on the powers that be, that runs the ports. You know. Hello, baby. You awake? Anyway, good night to my beautiful wife to be, guys. Now, I am calling on whosoever is in charge of the ports to look out for persons like Seymour Panton, Greg Christie, and Stephen, whatever your name is, you know, and others. Do not allow them to leave the island, because when this investigation is concluded or has concluded, right, and we find them to be wanting, see, and we find them to be treasonous against this country, I don't know how me turn already. I am way, way, way to the right when it comes to criminality. And I am calling for the hanging of these characters. That me I call for. Publicly, we must hang them on TVJ. They have committed treason against this country. And they try to take down the Jamaica government by way of a coup. See? And because they try to take down the Jamaica government by way of coup, Greg Christie, Seymour Panton, and Kevin Stevenson, the three of them must be publicly hanged before the people of Jamaica. We must bring back hanging for them. They have sought to destroy the character of our Prime Minister and try to besmudge the good name of Jamaica. And they would have stopped at nothing. Kevin Stevenson was almost obsessed. As a matter of fact, he weren't almost obsessed. He was obsessed with taking down the Prime Minister of Jamaica wrongfully. And even when they saw their errors, they decided not to withdraw. They decided to pursue non-stop. There's 83 of us, guys. Want to subscribe to the channel and get me to at least 30 likes. Maybe there are 20 likes with 80 persons on the live. Guys, want to get me to 30 likes. Please. And subscribe to the channel if you're not yet a subscriber. See? Now, I want to read back this last paragraph from this email. See? I am confident that a serious investigation will reveal that Mr. Stevenson misconducted himself in public office and has publicly breached the Corruption Prevention Act in furtherance of what appears to be his obsession to implicate the Prime Minister in wrongdoing, even when the evidence does not support his mission. Both he and Executive Director Captain Dogface, wanna see on the screen, yes, sir, are in the habit of seeking to malign and intimidate any staffer at the Commission who act professionally in respect of the Prime Minister. This had led to an atmosphere at the Commission which is incredibly toxic and is given to serious miscarriage of justice. Greg Christie, a man that we were paying millions of dollars a year to look after the interests of the people. Do we have a need for the Integrity Commission? We have a need for something like the Integrity Commission. The Integrity Commission in its current form should be disbanded and dismantled. Big up yourself in a Amai. See? There's 93 of us, guys. Get me to 30 likes and please subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. See? Now, when you look upon Greg Christie, who we have a picture of him and Mark Golding meeting at Mark Golding's office in 2020 in the pandemic, or in 2021 in the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. What were Greg Christie and Mark Golding discussing at that point? Were they discussing how to take down the Prime Minister of Jamaica? Because Mark Golding does not have the oomph. Mark Golding does not have the character. Eh? Greg Christie and Seymour Panton and the whole of them not see Mark Golding up on the spectrum. They don't see. Eh? And that the man don't want to lead with nation. We can't even speak for how we go a united nation and go represent we towards a wider world. How am I going to represent we? Eh? Now this is who tell Andrew for thief. Boy, I tell you to book like before that. By the way, we forget about Nardi. What am I moderator on the Black Nardi for me? See? We don't want no detractors upon the live this evening. So here we go on now. Because even when you come before these people with raw band evidence, eh? Go black out your mother, Nardi. Go black back your mother. Go push your head out your mother and black her. Take for rap with people, lift up for a boy, fish. See? Even when they have the evidence before these People's National Criminal Organization people, they still refuse to see it. Eh? Even when they have the evidence presented to them, they refuse to see it. Why? You have to say I saw them people are tribal, I saw their head tough. You know, see them people in the country now good, sir. Good evening, Lioness. Big up yourself, my girl. See? Dr. Andrew Michael Holness is doing a very good job. Let's work with him for the furtherance of this great P. A great P, a great party. Mark can't be no leader. Not even English can't hold a good Prime Minister. Not even England, sorry, can't hold a good Prime Minister. But maybe say something to you, my people. You see, when you have an integrity commission who would stop at nothing to destroy the Prime Minister, essentially Greg Christie and his ilk were trying to destroy Jamaica. You see how them people are still? They would rather to destroy Jamaica. Because I'm telling you what happened. If Andrew Holness were to charge for corruption, you'd get people like America and Canada and United Kingdom and EU would have refused to do business with Jamaica now because they'd have said the Prime Minister corrupt. Yeah? And these people went in there, found a clean Prime Minister, a Prime Minister that is above board. And they did everything to malign him. They did everything to drag him down. They did everything to tear down this great island nation of ours, Greg Christie. Greg Christie is culpable. Kevin Stevens, in his obsession, I don't know if I love him, love man. But he seems to be obsessed with Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Look like he don't see man fluffers. What man have. See? And then you have Justice Seymour Panton. Now, if Justice Seymour Panton is so disgustingly corrupt, look what Justice Seymour Panton getting himself in. And if Justice Seymour Panton is so disgustingly corrupt, I am calling on Justice Minister Delroy Chuck now to please review all of Justice Seymour Panton cases that he have done over the years. I guarantee you, people have gone to prison wrongfully. I guarantee it. Because Justice Seymour Panton obviously thought that he had this power where he was even higher than our sitting members of parliament that we elected to our noble house of parliament. My people, Seymour Panton, Greg Christie, Kevin Stevens, and others who have sought to malign, to take down the Prime Minister of Jamaica must be hanged publicly. Big up yourself in a Cade Noble. They must be hanged publicly on TVJ and CVM. Make wish is shit and piss up spewed out of them body when they hang. They have committed treason against Jamaica and they should be hanged publicly for it. And I make no bones about that. When this investigation is concluded and it is found, big up yourself, Peter Wilson, Shane Frank, big up. And it is found that these persons have gone out of their way to remove a democratically elected Prime Minister by way of maligning him. That is a treasonous behavior. And I am calling again for any member of parliament who is responsible for the ports. I'm not calling on him. I know who. Any member of parliament that is responsible for the ports. A stop order must be put on every member of the Integrity Commission's travel documents. They should not be able to leave the country. Not even for one day. We, the rightful thinking Jamaicans, are calling for the removal immediately of what name? Oblique. How oblique in it? Somebody tell me what name. Sitting another Lawrence in name. We are calling for the removal of Oblique Lawrence. I think I say name. I am even going as far as calling for the removal now of Mrs. Lawrence Beswick. I am calling for the removal also of Miss Lawrence Beswick. See? We want them removed, my people. When you get me to 40 likes there, 114 are we there up there now. Get me to 40 likes. You don't like your life, no people. If you don't like your life, make any life, you know. That ramped me. See? So, for the people, them will just come late and I wonder what we are talking about. I'm going to go through the email. So, if you guys listen to Nationwide, you know that hear George talk about the email that is circulating on the internet. I have a copy of the email and, you know, I will read the email to you guys for the people that come late. So, anybody when I hear the email in the comment section or want to hear the email, just say you want to hear and me read it over. See? So if you're just coming and you haven't heard the email, say you want to hear and I read it over. See? Nationwide have posted that there are more indicators that the departure of Greg Christie from his role as executive director is imminent because they have posted the position line that it is, you know, it needs somebody to replace dog face on the on this. So Angela Smith and Amaya said they want for you. So may I go over the email, and George has said that this email is legit. See? So listen to me now. I write you in your capacity as leading principals of the Integrity Commission and the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency, respectively, to request an investigation in a serious matter. I write to lodge a formal complaint concerning misconduct and acts of corruption perpetuated by Kevin Stevenson, attorney at law and director of investigation at the Integrity Commission. Stevenson's corrupt acts concerns the investigation he pursued in respect of Andrew M. Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica. The record of the Integrity Commission will indicate that an ex-investigator at the Commission, Blank, who at the time was employed to the Commission, was moved to place in writing, following inquiries from the Corruption Prevention Department of the IC, her concern that steps being taken by the Commission in probing the Prime Minister's finances breach due processes and possibly adversarially engage the law and investigative best practices. See? Mr. Stevens not only elected to elude Ms. Dash concerns, which pointed to an unjust probe from the report he prepared for Parliament. He did the rounds at the Commission and pressured several senior colleagues, directors not included, Dash account in any of their formal considerations concerning the case. Stevens also insisted that Ms. Dash retract the statement. Ms. Dash resigned from the Commission. I believe the issues played a key role in her walking away. See? You might be aware that it is a breach for a public officer and an attorney at law who is considered before the court as a Minister of Justice to exclude evidentiary material from a probe and hide from Parliament or a judicial fora, details which could be material to its outcome. I am confident that a serious investigation will reveal that Mr. Stevens misconducted himself in public office and has possibly breached the Corruption Prevention Act in furtherance of what appears to be his obsession to implicate the Prime Minister in wrongdoing, even when the evidence does not support his mission. When I get me to 50 likes now, me there 44, 6 more likes, get me to 50 likes. And if you're not yet a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel. I am confident that a serious investigation will reveal that Mr. Stevens has misconducted himself in public office and has possibly breached the Corruption Prevention Act in furtherance of what appears to be his obsession to implicate the Prime Minister in wrongdoing, even when the evidence does not support his mission. Both he and Executive Director Dogface, wanna see on the screen, are in the habit of seeking to malign and intimidate any staffer at the Commission who acts professionally in respect of the Prime Minister. This had led to an atmosphere at the Commission which is incredibly toxic and is giving to serious miscarriages of justice. Greg Christie, big up yourself in an unbiased, non-assuming. Greg Christie, a man that Jamaica had trusted. We the Jamaican people trusted him to carry out his duty and paid him millions of dollars, Jamaican dollars. These persons had paid millions of Jamaican dollars to a forensic investigator who came into the island, spent 6 months probing the Prime Minister's finances. And at the end of that 6 months, $38 million later of our money, nothing was found. And they have buried that report. Up till this day, we can't get the report there. Because they know it would have proved the Prime Minister to be innocent. Instead, they have further maligned the Prime Minister and they have doubled down Greg Christie, Seymour Panton, and the little brother named Stevenson. And I am alleging this morning, because I'm in England now, I am alleging this morning that the brother that is called Lawrence, he was working at the Integrity Commission. I am talking about Dayton Campbell's friend. He was working at the Integrity Commission. And I guarantee allegedly that it is him that was feeding the People's National Criminal Organization with information. When you heard about illicit six, turn out there was no such thing. There are Jamaicans today that still believe that. They have maligned the Prime Minister wrongfully. Guys, when I get me to 50 likes now and there are 49, there's 122 of us. Subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. See? They have maligned the Prime Minister. And because of them doing that, it has cost this nation probably even money. Because investors would have been seeing all of this playing out and decide that Jamaica is too corrupt. They are not coming to Jamaica to do business. You know? They have further caused the Prime Minister damage and the Prime Minister's image damage. There are still persons today that is saying the Prime Minister is a thief. When you cannot call a man a thief, even if a man thief something and he go to court, see? And when he go to the court find him not guilty because of whatever reason, you cannot call that man a thief. Because court never find him guilty. There was no court of law in Jamaica that found our Prime Minister guilty of taking anything. And today, we have persons in Jamaica today that is still calling our Prime Minister a thief. And this is because of Greg Christie, Seymour Panton, and whatever Stevenson you want name, Kevin Stevenson. And I am calling again before this live ends. I'm calling again. See? For the powers that be to flag those persons' travel documents. We must not allow them to leave Jamaica. See? Yes, the damage done to the Prime Minister. Because there's a lot of Jamaicans today, when you walk in the street of Jamaica, there's a lot of Jamaicans now that is saying that the Prime Minister is a criminal. And it is been proven now that the Prime Minister have not taken anything. And they have been lying the whole time. Victoria, big up yourself. It has proven that the Prime Minister has not taken anything. And this is why the Prime Minister take them to court or took them to court for them to prove it. See? And I guarantee you, October when the court case come out, they won't be able to prove anything because they have willfully tried to take the Prime Minister down by way of a coup to install Mark Golding as Prime Minister. This brother you want to see, the big ugly man I want to see on yourself, with your jeepers, creepers, with your green goblin. See him there? I want to see. Try to bring down his own black brother to install a white man as leader in our country. Because all of them would have benefited financially. They do not care about us. They do not care if you and I live or die. All they care about are their pockets. And Greg Christie and them would have made enough money by this. So they can step away now and they can live comfortably. A position that they held, and they should have held that with the utmost integrity. See? They should have held that with the utmost integrity. And by the way, guys, we are take super chat as well. You know, we not only take like and views, you know, we are take super chat too. So, you see me I say super chat start at $5. So if you don't want to send the Dutch $5, send the Dutch $5 though. See it? Alright. We not begging you. We just tell you. So if you don't have you and you want to give it, you can't give it. See it? Greg Christie, Kevin Stevens, and Seymour Panton. If it is proven at the end of this investigation that they have willfully tried to take down a Jamaican Prime Minister or the Jamaican Prime Minister, we, the Jamaican people, we, all of us, by way of a referendum, we should choose either Sam Sharp Square or the clock tower down a halfway tree or down a wharf, downtown Kingston, somewhere we can put a lot of them on the ballot. I must choose by way of a referendum where exactly we want to build the stage to hang Greg Christie, Seymour Panton, and Kevin Stevens. Hang them until shit spilled out of them body and piss run down their foot. They are treasonous and they have committed treason against our island nation, and we must not allow it to ever stand again. We must not allow anybody to feel like they can be treasonous against our nation. And I care zero who want Bex. You know, go ahead and move up. Let me check my message then, may I come. Imagine you get a position, you know, to be leaders and to lead by example. Because to get a position to oversee parliament, you know, and to watch what people are doing in parliament, you know, is not no baby position, you know, my people. Imagine you get a position like that. A position that you should hold with the utmost respect. A position that your children can be proud of you. And say, boy, my father, a director, integrity commission, you know, and, you know, my father is there for uphold the law and make certain say everything is done right and, you know, keep politicians in check and make certain them not going away kitty and them not criminal from away. Now get me to 60 like now, my people. See? And imagine Greg Christie have failed his children. Greg Christie will go down in the history of Jamaica now as an ugly bullfrog, dog face, drunkard. So will Seymour Panton, a once respected judge. A once respected judge. And any honorary, not where they add to Seymour Panton name must be stripped forthwith. See? We must take it from him. And the dog ears boy they were named Kevin Stevens. He must not hold a public office in Jamaica ever again. They must run him away. Them are a national disgrace, all three of them. And they are wicked. And because of politics, they rather to tear down a man and tear down a man's good name. But they never know. They never know. So in this day and age, they will buck up on people like us, the bloggers. Big up G6 again. We have been on this, at the forefront, at this. And we have fought valiantly for our nation. We have fought valiantly for our Prime Minister. We continue to fight the good fight for our nation. And we say Godspeed. And our nation will continue to blossom under the leadership and the guise of the Jamaica Labour Party. Though other party have managed to achieve what the Jamaica Labour Party has achieved. And these persons have actively tried to destroy the reputation and the good name of our leader. I saw millions of dollars taken out of the KSAMC during the last local government election. Have anybody seen the Integrity Commission probing. Big up yourself in a father steady. Big up for your super chat, my boss. See? Has anybody seen the Integrity Commission probing what happened in the KSAMC? We see $1 billion went missing at the St. Catherine Municipal Corporation. Has anybody seen the Integrity Commission probing what happened over there? But yet, these people come to malign our Prime Minister. Big up yourself, Father Steady. Guys, anybody now follow Father Steady? Make certain no follow Father Steady, you know. Father Steady is one of the warrior them in the street for we. See? And we say, to tell a neighbor, to tell dear neighbor, that we are all voting for Labour. See? We cannot allow people like Green Goblet here and his ilk. See? Satan Justice Pantan, demon from hell. And Kevin Stevens, fear sitting from out of his show when him Spawn. You never watch Spawn yet? You never watch Jeepers Creepers yet? Kevin Stevens, that they are the devil themselves. I must not allow them to run racket around our nation. And get me to 60 like now, my people. We not wait pan. See? We not any show till me get 70 like tonight, you know. A 60 me done with last night, or 61, we want 70 tonight. And 80 tomorrow night. Probably not come on tomorrow night still, you know. Cause me see? But depends how I feel. Now I am saying to my people, and I'm asking PNP supporters to appeal to their better nature. You know, we are all Jamaicans. Hello, Shanice Das. Good evening. And Andrew Holness could have very well been your son. He could have very well been your dad. He could have very well been your uncle, your cousin. If Andrew Holness was stealing and he caught red-handed stealing, I would be for removing him. Because I am all about law and order and justice. But Andrew Holness is our cleanest Prime Minister we have ever had. Andrew Holness have been working. You know, when he was a junior in the Labour Party, he was a teacher. He taught. That's where he gained some of his income. His wife owned a construction company and an estate agency. That's where they got their money from. Andrew Holness has been an MP for pretty much all her life. Or an MP caretaker, then an MP, then opposition leader, then Prime Minister. That's where he made his money from. And he have reinvested it. So if I make 4 million and I invest 2 million out of it, odds are I'm going to profit. This is where we have calculated Andrew Holness' earnings before, you know. We have calculated his earnings before on my live on TikTok. And we can't tell you exactly where all our money come from. Big up yourself, in a Sandra Atkins, Hebert. Big up yourself. Grace Ben, big up. So for the people, them are just a join. May I go over an article one last time for the people, them were just a join. Not an article, an email. So if you guys have watched Nationwide in the previous weeks, and you would have heard, you know, that there's an email circulating the internet. I have position of said email now, and I want to read the email for persons who are just coming. But I guess a lot of people have been here. So if you just come and you want to hear the email, type in the comment section that you want to hear it. See? Because George couldn't read it online. See? George couldn't read it online, and George basically corroborated it. It was told to him that the letter is real. You know, get me to 70 likes now. 4 more. See, so if you don't want to hear it, tell me. And if you don't want to hear it, you know, I say go. Alright, somebody say I heard it read over Munchie B. Dan Rowe says she hear it read over Munchie B. Yeah, me heard of Mutty Perkins, the elder man. You know, Sandra said for read it. Alright, so we read it one last time. We're gonna read it one last time for the people that will just come. See? I write I write you in your capacity as leading principals of the Integrity Commission and the major organized crime and anti-corruption agencies, respectively, to request an investigation into a serious matter. I write to lodge a formal complaint concerning misconduct and acts of corruption perpetrated by Kevin Stevenson, attorney at law and Director of Investigation at the Integrity Commission. Stevenson's corrupt act concerns the investigation he pursued in respect of Andrew M. Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica. The record of the Integrity Commission will indicate that an ex-investigator at the Commission, blank, who at the time was employed to the Commission, was moved to place in writing, following inquiries from the Corruption Prevention Department of the IC, her concern that steps being taken by the Commission in probing the Prime Minister's finances breached due process and possibly adversarially engaged the law and investigative best practice. See? Mr. Stevenson not only elected to elude blank concerns which pointed to an unjust probe from the report he prepared for the Parliament, he did the rounds at the Commission and pressured several senior colleagues, directors, not to include blank account in any of their formal consideration concerning the case. Stevenson also insisted that blank retract the statement, blank resign from the Commission. I believe the issue played up a role in her walking away. You might be aware that it is a breach for a public officer and an attorney at law who is considered before the courts as a Minister of Justice to exclude evidentiary material from a probe and hide from Parliament or a judicial fora details which could be material to its outcome. See, I am confident that a serious investigation will reveal that Mr. Stevenson misconducted himself in public office and has possibly breached the Corruption Prevention Act in furtherance of what appears to be his obsession to implicate the Prime Minister in wrongdoing, even when the evidence does not support his mission. So let me read that again. I am confident that a serious investigation will reveal that Mr. Stevenson misconducted himself in public office and has possibly breached the Corruption Prevention Act in furtherance of what appears to be his obsession to implicate the Prime Minister in wrongdoing, even when the evidence does not support his mission. See? Both he and Executive Director Greg Dogface Christie, who I see on the screen, Jankro, are in the habit of seeking to malign and intimidate any staffer at the Commission who act professionally in respect of the Prime Minister. This had led to an atmosphere at the Commission which is incredibly toxic and is given to serious miscarriages of justice. Greg Christie must go down in the history of Jamaica as a traitor. Kevin Stevens must go down in the history of Jamaica as a traitor. Scaly Justice, ex-Justice Seymour Panton must go down in the history of Jamaica as traitors. They try to take down the Jamaican government by way of a coup to install none other than Bucky himself. Dayton Campbell and his friend Lawrence must also be charged with treason, because we are alleging that Lawrence, who knows what your name, Campbell, for 20 plus years, have been working at the IC all this time. You know, and we are alleging that that is where Dayton Campbell was getting his information from. So therefore, Dayton Campbell, Lawrence, Stevenson, Christie, and Panton must all go to the gallows. They are traitors. They have disrespected our government. They have disrespected the Prime Minister. They have disrespected his office. And they have disrespected the people of Jamaica when they try to take down the Prime Minister by way of a coup. And these persons have too much power. Campbell must also be moved from the ECJ. Should be removed. Before I go, I must tell you that the minister in charge of the ports in Jamaica must put stop orders on everybody that works at the Integrity Commission. Travel documents. They must not leave this country, because after the election and we go to court in October, if they are found to have willfully tried to remove this Prime Minister by way of a coup, they are treasonous behavior. That is treasonous behavior, and they are traitors. And we must charge them, fine them, and hang them. If you're not yet a subscriber, subscribe to the channel. When I get me to 80 likes, we're going to push we look. We say 70, we get 75. When I get we to 80 now. Get we to 80. See it? When I get me to 80, please. We cannot allow things like this to stand. And if we allow these lot to if we allow these people to get rid of it, if we allow these people to get away with it, sorry. If we allow them to get away with it, this will come back to bite us in the proverbials again. One of members I tell you, you know. See? And guys, remember that we are having Back the Blue Day on the 29th, several days from now, where Jamaica for slackness has come, you know, to fight against the Jamaica Constabulary Force in doing their jobs. So we are having Back the Blue Day on the 29th, where we are asking persons to go out and protest against Jamaica for slackness. See? Me and the entire G6 crew, we are asking persons to go out there and back the blue. If you see a police officer in the street, you know, or a police, male or female, police officer in general, you know, tell them what a good job they're doing, you know, show them your love and support. And if you see them driving past, you can honk your hand at them, honk your hand, see? And we'll be showing appreciation on the 29th for the police. We will be donning blue attire. We will be all changing our pictures to something blue. A lot of us will be changing it to the logo of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, but in blue. See? So we'll be back in the blue. And, you know, we continue to support the security forces, and we appreciate what they're doing to secure our great island nation. See? And I must commend my audience tonight. We are all patriots, and we all want to see the best for our country, you know. And I'm a little bit more hardline than a lot of you. A lot of you might not agree with a lot of what I say, but you know, it is in the best interest of our country. And for too long, we have been slack, we have been loose. So we need to straighten up the thing now, tighten up the thing. And the way we are going to tighten up the thing, we have to get radical sometime with certain things. See? Yeah. So that we have to do. But me I go love you and leave you and all my people. It was great hosting you guys. You know, all the while I come on StreamYard, I can't really see what I go on, but people refuse to participate on StreamYard. So Me just decide for freestyle on Facebook itself. See? So me no know. We are gonna do some polls, and if persons want to do StreamYard, we maybe can do StreamYard tomorrow night. See? So big up on yourself, my people. See? Shower labor right.